All right, folks, back at bangthebook.com. Follow along on Twitter at bangthebook, and the sports betting podcast is spectacular information. Always in Las Vegas, look ahead mode. Let's get to it. It is week 3 of the NFL, and there are some adjustments that have been made and some line movements, and let's dissect some of these numbers for you. Let's start with Baltimore and Jackson. We get that trip over to London, the travel. How will it impact both of these teams? Jacksonville virtually goes there every year. We're seeing actually a little money on the Jags. Baltimore was 4.5, now a 4-point favorite. Totals come down 40.5 to 39.5. You know, the field conditions seem to be an issue at Wembley Stadium when they first started doing this. Seems like they've got that sorted out. But Baltimore has a terrific defense. Marrone is a run-based coach. The problem is if you're saying, hey, you look at it, you think points are going to be at a premium. The problem is Bortles is capable of throwing 2 pick sixes by himself, but we get that quirky early game from London. Cleveland, 2-point favorite down to 1 at Indianapolis. Total on the game is 40.5. Cleveland favored on the road against anybody. Makes you do a little bit of a double take. Give the Colts credit. They're professional football players. Brissett, they had some pride, took Arizona to overtime last week. Pittsburgh and Chicago, the move here is to the under 45.5, down to 44. Please explain to me, and what is John Fox thinking, down 26-0 to Tampa Bay? Why wouldn't you put Trubisky in and give the kid a look? I'd even say the same thing with the Bills game at Carolina. Tyrod Taylor wasn't getting it done. Maybe give Peterman a shot. 1 touchdown wins you the football game. Is it necessarily that you bring the backup in, that you've got a quarterback controversy? Can't the guy be treated like a reliever? I don't understand NFL coaches. Miami 6.5 down to 6 against the Jets. Total on the game's 41.5. Ajayi's a workhorse. Landry had a good game. I think they're going to be okay there. But this is a division game, and as bad as the Jets have looked, a home dog catching almost a touchdown. You take a peek at that. Denver's laying 3 at Buffalo. The total 41 down to 40 with good reason. The Bills offense couldn't get out of their own way at Carolina, but Denver looks great, 2 games at home. Simeon, life is rosy, but now you're traveling east to go against a very good defense. There is some professional opinions out there here in Vegas that the home dog is very live in this spot. Houston, New England. New England's 13. We know how public they are. I don't know that it gets to 14. It's not out of the realm of possibility. 43.5, the low total up to 44. Houston does have a very good defense. But Brady was on fire in the game last week. New Orleans, Carolina. Carolina 6. The number here is the total down from 49 to 47. Breeze has moved the ball between the 20s, having trouble punching it in the end zone, but the Saints' defense is awful. And Carolina's offense was really pedestrian, and Greg Olsen now has a broken foot. So we'll see what that means to the Panthers moving forward. Watch Tampa Bay, Minnesota. What happens here if Bradford goes? If he doesn't, this could be a quirky total because it's a great defense at home for Minnesota. Could frustrate Jameis Winston. That could be a total that's below 40. Atlanta and Detroit. Atlanta 3.5. That number's down to the key number of 3 here. Hey, give a little love to the Lions, who get it done, come from behind week 1, beat Arizona. But specifically for them, as bad as the Giants have looked, you're still going on the road. And for Stafford, that's a big deal. And this Lions team is 2-0. This is a big football game. Giants and Philly, 3.5. Now, you talk about a reaction to what you've seen. The Giants are a dog's breakfast right now. This number's up to 6. Philadelphia favored. Total on the game is 43. And there's all kind of rumblings. McAdoo and Eli Manning not getting along. It's a mess in New York right now. Then Seattle and Tennessee. Really? Tennessee's a 1-point favorite. The totals, and it's up to 2.5. I mean, they're betting Tennessee. Seattle's offense is a mess right now. But Mariota and company really are inconsistent. You've got the running game with Tennessee. Corey Davis, the wide receiver, is nicked up with a hamstring. Kansas City, 3-point favorite on the road. Division game. Chargers, you never know. 45.5 up to 47. The problem is with these games in L.A., there's no fans there. What kind of home field advantage do you have? This is the one that was really one we wanted to try to dissect, and that's Cincinnati and Green Bay. If this number was made 3 weeks ago before the start of the season, I've got to believe Green Bay is maybe a 6.5-point favorite max. Outside chance, maybe it's 7. But Cincinnati has been awful. The play calling's bad. Dalton's missing wide open wide receivers. They're just completely out of sorts. And that's a number that's sitting in the 9.5 range. But it actually, there was a 10 and it came down to 9. But that's a lot of points. We just saw Indy look horrific, come back and give Arizona a tussle. Cincinnati's got to circle the wagons in this particular game and wrap it up with Oakland laying 3 on the road but going cross country. Good news is it is not an early game. You get the night game, so that's usually a problem for the West Coast teams traveling east. Totals 54. Monday night, Dallas 3.5. That's down, locked on a key number of 3, and that may be where it sits all weekend long. With Dallas coming off a loss and Arizona now at 1-1. Both teams 1-1. The total on the game's 47.5. Trying to dissect the line moves for you. All the information on Twitter at Bang the Book. Check out the sports betting podcast at bangthebook.com. Always pleased to be with you from Las Vegas. I'm Brian Blessing. We'll talk to you again next week.